Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2021, where Jon Ossoff will take on David Perdue and Raphael Warnock will take on Kelly Loeffler in these two Georgia Senate runoff elections. As neither Jon Ossoff, David Perdue, Raphael Warnock, nor Kelly Loeffler were able to reach 50% in their respective races, these two runoffs will decide the makeup of the United States Senate after the 2020 election. Democrats currently hold 48 seats, the Republicans with 50, which means that the Democrats must win both of these runoff races if they want to gain a majority, as Kamala Harris, the vice president, will cast the tie-breaking votes. Republicans only need one more seat, with only needing either David Perdue or Kelly Loeffler, just one of those two senators, to win their re-election for them to gain a 51-49 majority in the United States Senate. Taking a look at the results for the Senate race between Perdue and Ossoff held on November 3rd, it was clear the day after that David Perdue had slipped under 50% and that this race would advance to a runoff between Perdue and Ossoff, with neither of them reaching 50%. Perdue was able to carry 49.7% of the votes to Jon Ossoff's 47.9%. That is a margin of just 1.8%. However, David Perdue does come into the runoff race with an advantage. David Perdue facing a pretty steep uphill battle if he wants to win this election tonight. The United States Senate special election held between Kelly Loeffler and Raphael Warnock was actually a three-way race, with Doug Collins, a Republican, also in the race, winning exactly 20% of the votes, which is why neither candidate here was able to reach that 50% threshold, with Warnock winning 32.9% and Loeffler just 25.9%. Now, what is interesting about these races is that although David Perdue was able to win more votes than Jon Ossoff, Joe Biden actually won more votes than Donald Trump here in the state of Georgia, with 49.5% of the votes to 49.3% for Donald Trump on the presidential level. This was the first time that a Democrat had ever flipped the state of Georgia since 1992, and it'll be interesting to see how the other two Senate runoff races fare, considering that Joe Biden had won this race, and there is huge enthusiasm from Democrats to flip those two Senate seats as well for the first time in decades. It is now 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and the polls have closed for the Georgia runoff races. Taking a look at the regular Senate runoff between David Perdue and Jon Ossoff, with 29% of the estimated votes in, David Perdue leads with 57.3% to Jon Ossoff's 42.7%. That is an approximate 15% lead for David Perdue. However, many of the metropolitan areas, especially around the city of Atlanta, have yet to report any significant chunk of results, with those more rural counties reporting much more. That's why David Perdue currently holds such a strong lead over Jon Ossoff. The United States Special Senate election runoff between Kelly Loeffler and Raphael Warnock is a very promising race right now for Raphael Warnock, as he is greatly overperforming Jon Ossoff's margin. He is only down by a margin of 10%, with 49% of the estimated votes in. Kelly Loeffler is not looking too great right now, as those rural voters are not voting for her as much as they are for David Perdue. It is now 7:31 Eastern Time, and we have a key race alert, as many more results are now reporting for the state of Georgia in its runoff election between David Perdue and Jon Ossoff. With 52% of the votes in, we now have results in every single county. David Perdue now only leads by 51.3% to Jon Ossoff's 48.7%. Remember, this was a margin of 15% just 31 minutes ago, but right now Jon Ossoff is closing the gap at a very, very significant rate. David Perdue should be very, very worried at this point in time, with him just leading by 55,000 votes as of this point in time, with a majority of the votes reporting. In the Senate race between Kelly Loeffler and Raphael Warnock, Warnock has officially taken the lead here, with 51% of the votes to Kelly Loeffler at 49%. With the majority of the votes in, Warnock has already taken the lead. However, it is currently too early for us to call this race, as there are still many outstanding votes in both the metropolitan and suburban areas. It is now 9:06 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have a key race alert, as there are many more results now reporting. With 89% of the votes in, Jon Ossoff now leads with 50.6% of the votes to David Perdue at 49.4%. That is a 1.2% lead right now for Jon Ossoff, the challenger, and he is currently leading over incumbent David Perdue, as many more results from the Atlanta area have reported. However, there are still many outlying votes that 11% could really still change this race, so we're yet to call it. Taking a look at the Senate special race between Raphael Warnock and Kelly Loeffler, it is now 51.1% for Raphael Warnock and 48.9% for Kelly Loeffler. Warnock leading by approximately 80,000 votes. The race currently, as of right now, is looking very, very hard for Loeffler to actually win. Raphael Warnock is currently on track to victory here in the United States special runoff election in the state of Georgia. It is now 9:25 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have a key race alert as we can now call the two Georgia runoff races. In the regular U.S. Senate runoff between Jon Ossoff and David Perdue, Jon Ossoff is the projected winner, that being a seat gain for the Democratic Party, as they now sit at 49 to Republicans 50, so that is a momentous victory for Jon Ossoff, him being the first Democrat to ever win a Senate seat in the state of Georgia in over 2 decades. For the United States Senate special election runoff between Warnock and Loeffler, Raphael Warnock is the projected winner, that being another seat gain for the Democratic Party. Warnock was able to pull off a pretty strong victory here tonight, as we will take a look at in just a couple of moments, with both Warnock and Jon Ossoff winning their first terms in the United States Senate. Taking a look at the results between Ossoff and Perdue, Jon Ossoff was able to carry 50% of the vote at 50.3% to David Perdue at 49.7%. That 0.6% margin of victory for Jon Ossoff will give him his first 6-year term, lasting until 2027, with incumbent David Perdue being unseated, that being the third flip for the Democratic Party in these Senate elections. In the United States Senate special election between Loeffler and Warnock, Raphael Warnock won by a margin of 2.4%, much better than both Joe Biden and Jon Ossoff's margins here in the state. Warnock winning 51.2% of the votes to Kelly Loeffler's 48.8%. This is a very, very strong victory for the Democratic Party here against the weak incumbent Kelly Loeffler. And now taking a look at our Senate map, it is currently 50-50 for the Democrats and the Republicans. However, Kamala Harris has won the vice presidency, which means that she will break any ties that occur in the United States Senate, which means that the Democrats have won control of the United States Senate for the first time since 2008. This is a momentous day for the Democratic Party. They have now completed the trifecta, winning both the House, Senate, and the presidency in the 2020 election. And as you can see, we can now project the Democrats have flipped the United States Senate. That is a momentous flip, a net gain of 4 seats, Arizona, Colorado, as well as those 2 seats in the state of Georgia, that giving them 4 more seats. They now control 50, with the Republicans controlling 50 as well. So the Democrats now control the whole of the United States government, with both the House, Senate, and presidency under their control. So this is a very, very good night for the Democratic Party. I'd like to thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.